This is that Flykingi and T.S. Madison, baby. And we got a question. Is it on?
How y'all doing out there? It's your boy, the Flykingi, coming at you live from the palace. Well, I like to mind all y'all business as long as you stand out of mine. And today we are talking about Chasing Dallas Season 1. I think we're like on episode 5 now, bitch. I'm not sure, but I'm sure. Now, last week we didn't do one because they just did a little behind the scenes. But this time, we back to the mess. So it starts out, we at the park, right? So we got Aubrey coming down with this fucking Shutter Home pink Moscato and this Donald Duck orange juice. And he's walking up on King Kane. King Kane talking about he got some mimosas. Now I ain't never seen a mimosa with no pink Moscato Shutter Home no Shutter Home pink Moscato and no Donald Duck orange juice mixing together for no mimosa. But nevertheless, we in Dallas. Maybe it's a Dallas thing. I don't know, sis. So they sit down and they're kikiing, and King Kane starts rambling on. You know how she just get to rambling about how she came about the Reese G's Easter egg event. You know, the Easter egg event where Reese G had it outside with the set of TLC waterfalls with the waterfall, and you know where they filmed, you know, the waterfall video. So they talk about that, and he talks about how Tony Price came through and was on 10. Now, if you watch it, all he said, "Hey, how you doing?" and "I like your eyebrows." So I don't know how he was on 10, sis. I don't know what party you were at, but I think he might have been like on 6.5, and you might have brought him to 10 because you've been trying it and talking about how he got orange hair, and then you said you read him. So I think I'm gonna have to go back and watch that episode because I watched it and I don't recall you reading Tony Price. I recall him reading you, sis. But you know, okay, to each his own, and you know that's your perspective and you're entitled to that. So then King Kane tells Aubrey that he's a lover, not a fighter. And I'm like, oh, okay, you know, a couple of people say that. That's a wonderful thing. Come to find out, the nigga got a whole sexual addiction. So I'm like, I know that you a lover, not a fighter, but goddamn, sis, what in the Eric Benet is going on? So he starts going into how he has a sexual addiction, and he lost his virginity when he was in the 7th grade. And I'm like, damn, sis, you couldn't even culminate middle school for you was giving up the goodie, sis. What is going on? And I would just be interested to know, like, were you molested as a child? Were you raped? He didn't say that he had sex with somebody in the 7th grade that was an adult. So I don't know if this was just kid on kid, you know, just both ways with Sagittary, you know, which is, you know, never a laughing matter. Anytime someone is molested or touched wrong, I think that's one of the most horrible things, you know, you can find out that happened to someone. He didn't say, so I don't know. So it's all speculations. Maybe we'll find out at the reunion. But anyways, then he proceeds to say why he think he has a sexual addiction. And he says, you know, he told the people that he had no dad, but then said he was sneaking his dad pornos. So I'm like, sis, you either didn't have a dad or you had a dad and was sneaking his pornos. But I'm trying to figure out, was your mama pussy good because your dad had these pornos, but I'm going to stay out your mom and daddy marital business. Then he proceeds to say that his mom, he had no dad, but then was taking his dad's porn, and his mom had a drug addiction like one of his castmates. And I'm like, he trying to throw shade at T. Price. But here's my thing with King Kane. First of all, you just said you was a lover, not a fighter. So now you're going to you're talking about your story. You know what I'm saying? You're bringing up your story, okay? So when you're talking about your story and how what your mom had a drug addiction, you bringing up T. Price. But then in the last episode, you was crying about how niggas was coming at you crazy, and this has been really stressing me out, and I've just been, you know, off track for a moment. And then now you're talking about you're a lover, not a fighter. I can't fucking tell, bitch. If you don't start no shit, it won't be none, because now you still coming for the nigga. So now I feel like the next time we see you, I would be like, bitch, why are you bringing me up when you talking about your crackhead mama? So then my thing is too, like, you talking about, oh, my mom had a drug addiction just like one of my cast members, and you talking about Tony Price. But if I was Tony Price, I would have tweeted your mama, bitch. So then he talks about how he's currently taking courses to help him with his sexual addiction, so he won't be fucking all of Dallas, San Antonio's, El Paso, and Houston. And my hope is that along with those sexual addiction classes, he takes some fashion classes so that we could get that right. So, moving on. Then we have Markel, who pulls up to his boyfriend's house with this Coach backpack and this dog. So I guess they were together. I'm only to assume. And they had like a dog together. You know how gays love a fucking dog. I'm talking to a nigga now with a fucking pit bull. He like, you don't have no pets? No, I don't have no pets. You need to get rid of this fucking dog. So then he pull up with his dog and a Coach bag full of dog food, and the boyfriend and the ex-boyfriend looking at it like, and Markel's like, oh, everything is there. My thing is, first of all, if we got a dog or we got a child, I'm bringing the child over, no Pampers, no clothes, no shoes. I'm bringing over the baby with nothing, bitch. And not even a fucking dog carrier. This your dog too, bitch, so you should have a fucking carrier. You should have some fucking pedigree. Bitch, you better get smart and head over to PetSmart. Bitch, you better go to Petco where the pets go, bitch, and get some shit for our fucking dog, because this is your dog too. So he pulls up with this Coach backpack, and he sits down and proceeds to talk about how him and his ex just wasn't ready. He said he was ready for more, but the ex needed another 2 months, and the bitch said she didn't have 60 business days to wait for him to figure out what was he gonna do. Now I don't know if this is the ex that was caught up, that had him all up on Cheaters, or if this is the one I think they was on Jerry Springer. I don't know. The bitch been on so many fucking TV shows with exes, girl. I don't even know what the fuck is going on. And I guess they were supposed to get married, but, they wasn't on the same page. Now, ironic, this bitch supposed to be an author, but couldn't get her nigga on the same page. So I don't know if I want to download a book from a bitch who couldn't even get her nigga on the same page. Everybody an author on this show. Because who else said they was an author? I think Reese G said in the trailer for the next episode she was an author. Markel is an author. I think one of these other bitches is a fucking author. I'm like, everybody is J.K. Rowling, okay, bitch? And I am J.K. just kidding and rolling at that shit. So Markel seems to talk about, like, he'll find his special someone one day, and he hates that people say that things don't happen for a reason, and he doesn't believe that things happen for a reason, sis. Things happen for a reason. Your boyfriend, your ex-boyfriend, them eyebrows he had, those occurred for a reason, bitch. He was tweezing, bitch. That happened for a reason. He was tweezing a little too much, so that's the reason. So you were wrong, sis. Things happen for a reason. Just check your ex-boyfriend eyebrows. Things happen and occur for a reason. Next story. So then we see Mr. Premier. He premieres with another one of these outfits. Girl, here we go again with this fucking turtleneck. The nigga had, you don't know, when you can't look at Premier outfit and know what the weather is giving. Because this bitch I have on short sleeves with ankle boots and a turtleneck with a hat. Like, you don't know if it's hot or if it's cold. You don't know if it's raining, it's pouring, if the old man is snoring. You don't know what is going on with the weather. This bitch had on a National Aerodynamic Space Administration hat with a off-white sleeveless turtleneck. Not off-white the brand, the off-white the color, okay? Then she had on some pants with these ankle boots, and I'm like, gone, sis. She looked like she was in the, bitch. You couldn't have told her she wasn't in the Army fashion show on Fashion Week. It is Fashion Week, so shout out to my New Yorkers. So maybe they have one for the military, because she was giving me military fashion catwalk. So then they're at the venue. She's meeting up with B. King to look at the venue for her Hennessy and boxed chicken party that she's throwing for, the city of Dallas, that apparently everyone is all rave of. I'm pretty sure it's happened. I haven't heard about it, but, maybe I'll follow up with her to see how that went. So she asked B. King about her open relationship, and B. King proceeds to fucking say that he doesn't have an open relationship, that his boyfriend his husband is working on what works for them, and they decided to get on Jack and play together, and that they're just finding out what works for them, and everybody, and most people who have an issue with what they're doing are single and this, that, and this. Bitch, let me fucking tell you something. Listen, hear me and hear me good. Hear me and hear me good. Listen, I would rather be fucking single and not have no man than to have a man that I got to get on Jack and be fucking other niggas in our relationship in order to keep him from cheating. That makes no fucking sense. It's like, be single or have a husband, but you gotta include other motherfuckers so this nigga won't cheat. Now you tell me how in the fuck you added 1 plus 1, that adds up to you. 1 plus 1 just is 3 in that equation. So she's saying that her and her husband got on jacked and, you know, had other niggas open her up in front of her husband. And I'm like, let me tell you something. If you're married and you let in another party to open you up in the bedroom in front of your husband, then that is an open marriage. If another nigga is opening your asshole in front of your husband, that is an open marriage, bitch. Period, point, and blank, sis. So basically, this bitch is in denial about having an open relationship. Sis, if you got an open relationship, you got one. If you gotta involve other niggas in your situation, either for you're not satisfied, or your nigga not satisfied, and you feel like your nigga is not mature enough or doesn't value y'all marriage enough to not control his dick. You know, a lot of people having issues with controlling their dick. I mean, King Kang is having issues controlling his ass. I mean, y'all seen it in the last episode where he said that him and Tony Price was supposed to fuck, and I guess Tony Price is allegedly supposed to be mad because King Kang didn't let him fuck. That's what King Kang tried to say, because King Kang put on Snapchat where he was on some table twerking with his ass open wide, somewhere twerking. But I should have known then that bitch had a sexual addiction. And then I should have knew, because the bitch kind of dressed like a broke down Eric Benet, so I should have knew that bitch had a sexual addiction. So it just all makes sense. But I guess when it came to Tony Price, because I guess he alleged that Tony Price said he wanted to eat his booty, but he didn't let Tony Price eat the booty, and I guess that's why Tony Price is mad. But I was confused, because I'm like, I'm not a sex addict, but I ain't finna turn down getting my salad tossed, okay? He tossed my salad like my name, man. I really enjoyed this episode, except in the beginning with that scene with King Kane and Aubrey and that Hurricane Katrina audio, bitch. I thought that was live footage, or what was the one in Dallas? Was Hurricane Isaac? That had to be fucking footage when they was in the middle of Hurricane Isaac, because that audio had it all fucked up. Good thing they had closed caption. So I'm excited for the next episode, because I told y'all last time I wanted to see who Reese G was reading about having her corporate job and her and being J.K. Rowling, honey, and being an author and a lawyer and a director and a producer and a photographer and an artist and a drawer, bitch, and a singer and a dancer and a choreographer. You know, these bitches got so many jobs. These bitches got more jobs than Barbie had, bitch. Girl, but tell that, honey. So anyways, it's your boy, the Fly King. Make sure y'all support my new single, Superfly. It's on iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, anywhere you listen to your music. You can look it up, Fly King I, Superfly. It's a guarantee bop. And I will see you guys on the next one. Ta-ta.